This is a song called Forget the Sound.
Let your head down. You gotta let us all down. I forget the sound. I forget the sound. You gotta let your head down. You gotta let us all down. I forget the sound. I forget the sound.
Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries. So you've just watched my reaction to an old song of mine, Forget the Sound, and I hope you liked it, but whether you did or didn't doesn't have too much bearing on the fact we're going to talk about it. So here we go with a discussion about Forget the Sound. Forget the Sound is a song I wrote and recorded around the turn of the century. Sounds weird to say that, doesn't it, my mercenaries? The turn of the century. So we're talking 18, 19 years ago. There could conceivably be subscribers to this channel who are younger than this song. How old do you feel now? What was that? How old do you feel now? Oh God, it's Angry Mug, mercenaries. What was that, Angry Mug? How old do you feel now? How old do I feel now? You're only as old as the woman you... No, you're only as old as the last song you wrote. What the fuck does that mean? I think we'll retire Angry Mug for a little while longer. Straight away there, I just wanted to talk about what I've done there. I've filtered a drum beat, and back at the turn of the century, I was using a Korg Triton keyboard, and the Korg Triton, you can sample sounds into it, and the great thing about it is the filters on the thing sound magnificent. And with a filter, the great thing about a filter is when you finally open the filter, it sounds like the heavens unleashing. It's the difference between standing outside a club and hearing the music inside like this. And you can just about hear it, it's like this. And then when they open the door, all the tone and the proper sound comes out. And that's what I wanted to get at the beginning of the song. Through the compression of producing videos, it doesn't sound too clean. But if you were to listen to the pure wave file, it would sound mwah. See, now of note here is that I'm using that same effect again. So you can immediately get a sense for the main riff of the song, which is bum bum ba da da bum bum ba da da bum, and then we get to the verse, and I instantly jump, filter it again, and then I gradually open the filter as the verse progresses. You're praying nothing. It's all very whispered. Comes of me. I'll rise above, and it's just filtering, 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 up, 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 up. And then when we get to the bridge section, bang, back in again. So watch, or listen rather. And that's what I'm doing on the screen there. I'm showing you like that. So and on this occasion, I don't want to dwell too much on the lyrical aspect of the song. I think in a song like this one, you can take what you want from it. I think overall, it's another song about being disappointed in people. I think that's the general vibe of the song. The chorus itself, well, we'll talk about the chorus. Let's get to the chorus and we'll talk about the chorus. Back to the verse first. So again, filtered drum beat. So the drum beat is a constant, filtered. And then when it comes to the bridge, I'll just let the filter out suddenly. So loud. A bit of hi-hat there. Here we go. Into the chorus, all right? Back to that main riff. I forget the sound. I forget the sound. So, the reintroduction of the main riff. You've got to let your hair down. You're going to let us all down. I forget the sound. If I had to explain one lyric here, and it's still the case that no one ever asks me what my songs mean, and no one has ever, even though this was quite a big deal of a song at the time, this song, Forget the Sound, people in general, heard this song and thought, wow, there's something there. And if I wanted to get one element of what the song is about across, it's probably the chorus. And like I said, no one's ever asked me, ever, what my lyrics mean. And the fact is, you haven't asked me either. So I'm now trying to convey what lyrics mean to you, and you don't want to know. But if you're watching this video, maybe. Forget the sound. I like the fact that it's quite esoteric. Doesn't really mean anything. It seems like it doesn't mean anything. It's a song about sound with the difference between the filtered verses and the open bridges and choruses. It's catchy. It's got that. I mean, this is blow my own trumpet here, but it's catchy. It's got the kind of repetitive bass line. It's got what I would consider a sing-along chorus. The forget the sound aspect was quite simple. I was once going out with a girl and we broke up. Not that relationship again! What's that, angry mug? Not all that relationship shit again! The relationship shit again. This isn't really about relationship shit. I'm going to move on. Just get on with it! And quite simply, there was a moment a while later where I thought, I can't. Do you know what? And I can't remember whether I was being positive or negative at this moment, but I thought, do you know what? I've forgotten this. I can't remember what she sounded like. This was the time before videos and having records of people. It was just, there was nothing. There was no real decent internet back then. And I just thought, I can't remember the sound of her voice. I've forgotten the sound. I forget the sound. And I thought, that's a good, I forget the sound. And so that, but you can still take, although that's the original grain of an idea, you can still take, because it grew. That was the original grain of an idea. But just that phrase grew into this whole song. And it became a task. My task I set myself for Forget the Sound was how can I write a song that sounds really uplifting and happy, but have the words be about as down and negative as they could possibly be. So you've got this chorus that goes, you gotta let your hair down. You gotta let us all down. Side of a smile. I forget the sound. And I think when I used to sing it live, I used to sing it with a smile. I forget the sound. You gotta let your hair down. And people would listen to the song and you gotta let your hair down. Woo! It's like, let's go abseiling. Let's go jumping off a cliff. Woohoo! Let's go yachting. Let's go canoeing. Let's go tobogganing. You gotta let your hair down. Let's forget the sound. You gotta let your hair down. You're gonna let us all down. You got to let your hair down. You're gonna let us all down. I forget the sound. I forget the sound. Just putting it out there. I've always liked that juxtaposition. Forget the Sound, which is one of my most positive, uplifting sounding songs, is in actuality bleak. Bleak. I mean, the verses are pretty bleak, but the chorus, even the uplifting chorus, is bleak, in my opinion.
I forget the sound.
Can't help but smile though.
You gotta let your head down. You gotta let us all down. I forget the sound. I forget the sound.
Okay, into the middle eight. And there is something of note here. There's lots of, if you listen in the background, there's lots of nonsense going on. Great drum fill now. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Of note there in that middle eight is that I originally recorded a demo of this song, and the demo of the song had that middle eight in it, and I'd created all those, you gotta la la na 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 na, all those echoey na 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 na, and all those things going on it. I recorded it just in a room of the house onto the Korg Triton, using probably an old crappy plastic microphone, or even what I used to do was use a set of headphones as a microphone, because obviously if you plug headphones into a microphone, into the mic slot, they work. I mean, a headphone is it's just the other way around. You can use them. And then we got into the studio, and it came the time to recreate that mid-late with all those sounds swirling around. And I just said, do you know what? Can I just not take the demo and stick it in that section? And that's what we've done. So listen back to it at your own leisure. But that's why the sound there is a little bit different. But then that's the whole point. You're always seeking to be a little bit different. Well, I am anyway. Back into another verse. Okay, so now we're opening the filter. The drums are coming from the marshlands. Open again. And it's also little elements of, you can bang out a song with some chords. And that's perfectly fine. And I've done that myself. And most of my songs are banged out of chords. But I also like, especially when you're in a studio environment, layer, 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 layer. And just think, just one note that wavers, that comes in at that point. It's things like that, that back now, I would just do it. I would just do it. I'd put it on, try it, do it. Back then, you know, you're traveling to a studio to record, and these little things that might sound like throwaway moments were so heavily thought out. Back in like 98, 99, 2000, I would write all this stuff down on A4 paper, and I'd have, this song might have had sort of 20 sides of A4 detailing exactly what I was going to do. It sounds weird now because I'm just so like that. But back then I was very like that. This song is very, I don't know if it comes across or not, but it's very meh. I wanted to have a moment like that. I wanted to have, it is such a, I considered that it had the potential to be a kind of stadium rock song. I mean, how wrong I was, but I thought it had that potential, and I needed a moment in it where all the instruments cut out and the guitar player, me, I get to just stand centre stage and just be, I mean, it's only for a couple of seconds, but for a couple of seconds I get to be Pete Townsend or Slash. Da-da-da! I mean, it's silly, but I'm no guitar hero, but that was my guitar hero moment. Let's just relive that again, my mercenaries, my guitar hero moment. Yes! Yes! I can't sing along, it's too early in the morning. Let your head down. Similarly there. If this was going to be my stadium rock song, I wanted a moment to be a guitar hero and a moment to be a vocal hero. I think I've got my head stuck up my own arse. But I haven't listened to this. I honestly haven't listened to this song in, I don't know, 15 years. And I kind of put it on a little bit by random, press play, just see which song could do. I've done Perhaps I'll Kill You, which song could I do next? This song came on and I thought, whoa, because I had issues with this song at the time. We ended up, I think, recording it a little bit too slowly. The same as Iron Maiden had an issue with the way they recorded Flight of Icarus. They ended up thinking, we just recorded it a little bit too slowly. I think this song could have done with just a couple more BPM. And that was an issue at the time. And at the time, he played it live much faster. However, in the cold light of day, with 18 years gap between recording and analysing, I think the speed's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think I was a little bit too judgmental. Me judgmental. Again, there's some I think that's some cool filtering going on there. On the repeated vocal loop. So the very end of the song there, if I remember rightly, that is the drums from the demo version. I think that was on the demo, that ending, just like that, where the big sound cuts and we go back to that filtered. I think that is just the end of my demo. And it's the drum pattern being filtered in with me doing some stupid whooping over the top of it. And I think the aim there at the time was because I wanted to get a kind of Rolling Stones thing going on, a sort of sympathy for the devil sort of thing going on. And then at the very end, you've got a weird, which was completely by accident. I said, leave it. Sometimes accidents. I think songwriting is about happy accidents, not sexually. If you can take that with you, if you're songwriters out there, if you take that with you, take that on board. If something happens accidentally, don't immediately delete it or work on it again. Listen back to it a few times and just think, hang on. Because quite often an accident is something you could never have come up with yourself. You could never have chosen to play it or do it. And sometimes it's best to capture the accident and roll with it, run with it. That lightning in a bottle thing. So there you go. That's the second song in this series. That was a song called Forget the Sound from 18 years ago. A down song, a miserable song, a bleak song. A bleak. I mean, not that. A bleak song, which also, contrarily, was my kind of big, anthemic, happy, positive song live. And it was a song that was good enough to be responsible for good things. But I won't talk too much more about it because I understand that sometimes the more you talk about a song, the more you ruin its mystique. I am ruining mystique here, but I think I've spoken so little about the lyrics that I've left a lot for your imagination. Thank you. Let me know if you want another one, because you might not. Over and ah.